Namaste, myself Dr. K. Chaudhary, Faculty of Education and Methodology, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women University, Jaipur. Today we will discuss about our next session, that is the life cycle of the red blood corpuscles. Subject Animal Physiology and Endocrinology, and the course BSc B.Ed ZBC 4th semester. Red blood cells or erythrocytes contain the oxygen carrying protein hemoglobin, which is the pigment that gives whole blood its red color. A healthy adult male has 5.4 million red blood cells per microliter of the blood, and a healthy adult female has about 4.8 million. One drop of blood is about 50 microliter. Understand? To maintain normal number of RBC, new mature cells must enter the circulation at the astonishing rate of at least 2 million per second, a pace that balances the equally high rate of RBC destruction. Understand? If the number of RBC per microliter in male is 5.4 million, in female it is 4.8 million, and one drop of the blood is equal to 50 microliter, and the production rate of RBC is about 2 million per second. Okay? Then RBC are the biconcave disc with a diameter of 7 to 8 micrometer. Okay? Mature red blood cells have a simple structure. Their plasma membrane is both strong and flexible, which allow them to deform without rupturing as they squeeze through narrow capillaries. As you will see later, certain glycolipids in the plasma membrane of the RBC are antigens that account for various blood groups such as A, B, O and RH groups. RBC lacks nucleus, and there is no nucleus is present into the RBC. And other organelles, and can neither reproduce nor carry on extensive metabolic activities. The cytosol of RBC contains hemoglobin molecules. These important molecules are synthesized before loss of nucleus during RBC production and constitute about 33% of the cell weight. RBC didn't have the nucleus. RBC have the nucleus when they lose the nucleus during RBC production. Red blood cells are highly specialized for oxygen transport function because mature RBC have no nucleus. All their internal space is available for oxygen transport because RBC lacks mitochondria and generate ATP anaerobically. They do not use up any of the oxygen they transport. Even the shape of an RBC facilitates its function. A biconcave disc has a much greater surface area for the diffusion of gas molecule into and out of RBC than would, say, a sphere or a cube. Each RBC contains about 280 million hemoglobin molecules. A hemoglobin molecule. Each RBC contains about 280 million hemoglobin molecules. A hemoglobin molecule consists of a protein called globin, composed of 4 polypeptide chains, 2 alpha and 2 beta chains. A ring-like non-protein pigment called a heme is bound to each of the 4 chains. At the center of each heme ring is an iron ion Fe2 plus that can combine reversibly with one oxygen molecule, allowing each hemoglobin molecule to bind four oxygen molecules. Each oxygen molecule picked up from the lungs is bound to an iron ion. As blood flow through the tissue capillaries, the iron-oxygen reaction reverses. Hemoglobin releases oxygen which diffuses first into the interstitial fluid and then into the cell. Hemoglobin also transports the 23% of total carbon dioxide in the form of carbamino hemoglobin. The remaining carbon is dissolved into the plasma. Blood flowing through the tissue capillaries pick up the carbon dioxide. Now we come on the RBC life cycle. Red blood cells live only about 120 days because of wear and tear their plasma membrane undergoes as they squeeze through the blood capillaries. Without a nucleus and other organelles, RBC cannot synthesize new component to replace damaged one. The plasma membrane becomes more fragile with age and the cells are more likely to burst because, especially as they squeeze through narrow channel in the spleen. Ruptured red blood cells are removed from the circulation and destroyed by fixed phagocytic macrophages in the spleen and the liver. And the breakdown products are recycled and used in numerous metabolic processes, including the formation of new red blood cells. The recycling occurs as follows. First, the macrophages in the spleen, liver or red bone marrow phagocytize ruptured and worn out red blood cells. Means कि macrophages eats the ruptured या worn out RBCs, या destroyed RBCs. In the second step, the globin and heme portion of the hemoglobin are split apart. Due to the breakdown, the globin portion and heme portions of the hemoglobins become separate. Globin is broken down into the amino acid because it is protein which can be reused to synthesize other proteins. Understand? Key macrophages in the liver, spleen or red bone marrow phagocytize the worn out RBC. Then the globin and heme portion of the hemoglobin are separated. The globin portion is broken down into the amino acid which can be reused to synthesize other proteins. Now the heme portion, यानी iron is removed from the heme portion in the form of Fe3+, which associate with plasma protein transferrin. Associate with plasma protein transferrin, a transporter for Fe3+ in the bloodstream. Now, in muscle fibers, liver cells, and macrophages of the spleen and liver, Fe3+ detach from transferrin. Here, both transferrin and Fe3+ separate, and it attached to iron storage protein called ferritin. Understand? Key Fe3+ detached from the transferrin and attached with the ferritin, iron storage protein. On release from a storage site, absorption from the gastrointestinal tract, Fe3 plus reattached to transferrin. Okay, after when the iron is released from the storage site, then it again detached from the ferritin and reattached with the transferrin. The Fe3 plus transferrin complex is then carried to red bone marrow. Where it goes? It carried to red bone marrow, where RBC precursor cells take it up through receptor mediated endocytosis for use in hemoglobin synthesis. Iron is needed for heme portion of the hemoglobin molecule and amino acid are needed for the globin portion. Vitamin B12 is also needed for the synthesis of hemoglobin. Then erythropoiesis in red bone marrow result in production of red blood cells which enter the circulation. When iron is removed from the heme, the non-iron portion of the heme is converted to biliverdin, a green pigment, and then into the bilirubin, a yellow-orange pigment. Understand? When iron is removed from the heme, then the non-iron portion of the heme is converted to biliverdin, a green pigment, and then biliverdin is converted into the bilirubin, a yellow-orange pigment. Then this bilirubin enters the blood and is transported to the liver. Okay? Within the liver, bilirubin is released by liver cells into urobilinogen. Understand? Okay. Within the liver, bilirubin is released by liver cells into bile, which pass into the small intestine and then into the large intestine. In the large intestine, bacteria convert the bilirubin into urobilinogen. In large intestine, bilirubin is converted into urobilinogen by the help of bacteria. Then some urobilinogen is absorbed back into the blood, converted to a yellow pigment called urobilin, and excreted in the urine. Most urobilinogen is eliminated in fecus in the form of a brown pigment called stercobilin, which gives fecus its characteristic color. Most of the urobilinogen is eliminated in fecus in the form of a brown pigment called stercobilin, which gives fecus its characteristic color. So this is the life cycle of the RBC. Okay, the various type of questions have been asked in the various competitive exams like UPSC, HPSC, RPSC. Okay, describe the size, appearance and function of the RBC. How is the hemoglobin is recycled? What is erythropoiesis? What are the factors that slow down the erythropoiesis? Why the RBC didn't have the nucleus? What is the effect of nucleus unavailability on the life cycle of RBC? How much number of RBC is present in the male, in female, and how much time? What is the total life of a RBC? Such type of questions have been asked in various competitive exams. Hope you understand about the RBC, RBC anatomy and life cycle of the RBC, okay, and recycling of the hemoglobin. Thank you very much.